What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And you guessed it. That's right. You've done it again. My friends, we have yet another amazing guest this morning. Very excited to speak with her, how she's building her business in the health space, expanding, growing online. This is something that, gosh, so many people want to do. I get messages about this all the time. How can I take my health business or health passion or personal training or nutrition business on the internet? How can I take my um, therapy, counseling, coaching, consulting business online? How can I take my real estate business online? Everybody wants to be online. Why? Well, because the obvious thing is just, now I know we all have a short-term memory problem. Humans do. We forget about pain as soon as things get a little bit better. But just as a reminder, we went through lockdowns just a couple of years ago, and people were in a panic realizing that, man, the way that I've built my life to be all interactive, offline, person to person, belly to belly, may not be as safe as I thought it was. And I need to be diversified. I need to be using this thing called www. What does that stand for? World Wide Web. I need to be connected with people. I need to be generating leads. I need to be delivering value. I need to be generating clients. I need to be servicing those clients using all of the technology that's available all across the world, all on the internet. And Natalie's doing just that. So I'm excited to jump right into this morning, talk to her, learn all about it. Natalie Bean, welcome to the show.
What's up? How are you?
I'm fantastic. Where are you calling in from?
I am in Oceanside, California, about 30 minutes north of San Diego.
Wonderful. I'm Oceanside, Florida.
Are you really in Oceanside, Florida? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I'm no, literally Oceanside.
Oh, you're by the Oceanside.
Literally Oceanside, not called Oceanside.
Got it.
So yes, the opposite side of the country. Hello. Thanks for joining us at 7:06 a.m. Your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always nice to be, letting people know that, and reminding them that this show is even possible from us, by us connecting with people from all over the country and all over the world. And so let's jump right in. What was the motivation for you wanting to start an online business or get online in the first place?
Yeah, well, I since the age of 5, I've been a dancer. That's kind of like who I've been my whole life. And if you know anything about the dance world, you do it because you love it, yeah, not because of the money. I just literally saw a TikTok that said top 10 useless majors, and dance was on the top. And I was like, that makes sense. That's why I've had 3 and 4 jobs all my life, all the time. So, and then in 2021, I ended up starting a weight loss journey, even though I'd been a dancer over COVID. Ended up gaining 40 pounds and was just miserable. Had all these health problems. And I was like, there was that aha moment where it's like, it's time to get right, Natalie. And so I went on this weight loss journey, and it was hard. It was really hard, but I dug in 110%. My work ethic is above and beyond. I pride myself in that. So I went in 110%. I lost 55 pounds in 7 months, and it changed my life. And so I was like, okay, it's time to pay this forward. You've been given this gift. My health is completely reversed. I had chronic pain, depression, anxiety, on medication for all of it, got off everything. So just living a super clean lifestyle. And so, yeah, my passion was to go and share that with the world. So in 2022, I was like, let's do this. Let's start this business. And I, just started posting on social media, just to get business, not to like necessarily get a big following. And, sure enough, like it started taking traction after the first year, and it was doing really well. And so around May of 2023 is when I took your course. I had seen somebody on TikTok in January talking about this course, and I'm like, this is a freaking scam. Why are people falling for this? And I just kept watching, and I kept watching, and I was like, okay, Natalie, you're missing out on something here. Let's just see what this is about. And so I took the course and it literally just blew my mind. I am a creative brain. I have never done anything business related. Everything's been like dance, Pilates, fitness, all of that stuff. So going through the course, I'd never even heard of, I never knew what a sales funnel was, what email automation. I was like, and that, by the way, that email automation blew my mind. Like you can actually automate messages to people. Like that was the coolest thing. So I was like, I can implement this in my already, successful business and take it to the next level. And I was an affiliate for some companies before I even took the course, and so I was working with a lot of companies, but being able to streamline the funnel and the email automation, I was able to grab and put my links all throughout those because I have so many companies that I work with, but you can't throw them all in people's face, and so that was a game changer and being able to collect people's emails. And it was mind blowing. And so here I am. I started a second online business in the wealth niche in December. And, if you think weight loss is hard, I say try digital marketing because it's like, you have to grind. You've got to get up every day. I educate every single day. I wake up and I wake up at 4:20. I go to the gym every day from 5 to 7 in the morning. I get home and I go 12 hours every day right now because this year for me with both businesses, I am I'm going ghost. I'm not doing anything fun. I'm not spending, time on the weekends doing things like, I'm here with my family, but like I'm home and I am so obsessed with this business model in general and how I can monetize it in two completely different ways.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Guess what I did? I brought my hat too.
Wow. Wow. I am first of all wanting and feeling just so compelled to tell you congratulations if you never accomplished another thing in business, which I know you will, and you're absolutely on fire. Congrats on all of the health improvements. I know that's
Thank
a
you.
journey, it's not a destination, but anybody who's a human being understands how difficult that is. And my Lord, not only the transformation from a physical standpoint, but also all the work that you've put into, mind, body, and soul. So congratulations on that. That is such a huge accomplishment, and I love it. This is the perfect example for all of you who are listening and wondering, how do you really create a true personal brand? This is how you actually you go on a journey of transformation of some sort or a journey of discovery. And for example, transformation, I'm sure you also learned a lot along the way on your journey in your health transformation, right?
The most valuable information I could ever learn that I am now applying to this new business. Like it's almost like that journey was meant to happen so that I can now apply this to this new world that is completely foreign to me, but so exciting. And like, I'm just like, I'm shaking right now because I'm so passionate about both these things because offering people also too a way to make money from home is a game changer. Like I left my 9 to 5 in June of last year because of your course. I was terrified to do it. My coaching business was doing well, but like it was so scary to just be like, let's be done. I was done with all the little jobs here and there, I was done. And so I was like, Natalie, just go. Like just go. Like it's gonna be hard, but that's all I know is hard. My whole life has been hard, but that's been training me to do what I'm doing now. And like I just want to kick ass at everything that I do. I have lots of bad days. And I always tell people those bad days are so important to have the good days, because in those bad days, you are learning invaluable lessons that you are going to then take and grow. Nothing happens on the easy days. It only happens on the tough days. And I pride myself in being in now, once I went through my weight loss journey, in being uncomfortable,
Mm.
because growth comes from the uncomfortable. Anything that feels easy and whatever, you are not going to learn a thing from that. So like doing this podcast right now, when I got the email to come on, I got physically sick because I don't like to speak. I really don't. It makes me so uncomfortable. I've always been scared of speaking. So this is like right here, I stood up and I go, shit, you're here. You got to do it. Like, this is going to be really uncomfortable. And I've literally been sick for like 4 days, not even going to lie, because this is not what I do. And even though if you go to my social medias and it seems like, you know, I mean, a lot of my videos I have so much fun in, but some, you know, some ones where I'm having to talk, I'm not confident in that. And so it's like, I just, any barrier that comes my way, if it makes me feel sick to my stomach, that's how I know I'm supposed to be doing it.
Wow. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Seriously. Wow. Did everybody hear that? I'm just earth to the earthlings. Hello. Now, by the way, everybody is loving and so inspired and cannot tell. Okay. Amazing, Natalie. Truly something to be proud of. Yes, girl. Love your hair, by the way. That's what she said. I love it too.
Thank you.
Nothing happens on the easy days. Let's go. Loving your mindset, Natalie. Great advice. Great big boulders here. Yes, get excited for your mistakes and challenges. Can't tell you're so good at speaking.
I think that's the dancer in me, because I've been bred to perform at such a high level that it's like, you do it scared. And that's what I tell my clients. That's what I tell anyone. If you are scared, if you are stressed, if you are mad, do it scared, do it stressed, do it mad, do it pissed off. Just do it. Like, you don't have to feel happy and fluffy going through this journey. That's not the case. This journey is not happy and fluffy. This journey is grind and go.
Yeah.
And I am like, I haven't, you can see, look at how red I am here. Sorry, I showed a little too much.
Hello.
This is what happens when I get really passionate about, when I'm on my calls with my clients, I like have to go take a shower afterwards, because I'm just so on fire and passionate about so many different things. And like the opportunities with your course, there are endless ways to make a living and do it your way, and not have to conform and do the grind like I was doing. Like, yeah, I'm working 12-hour days right now because I want to, because I know I'm going to see the results from that. So I don't mind doing that, because I'm having fun with this. I'm enjoying it. It's hard, but I freaking love it.
Well, I was thinking, and by the way, I also want to point out, you are on fire. Prosper with Connie said a moment ago that I just need her on my shoulder talking in my ear. So hopefully you are able, and I wish that we could oftentimes get inspired by our own talk, because I've also experienced this too. It's like, you know, I inspire other people, but the goal is also for me to be inspired by what I say and do. And so, you know, hearing back how inspirational you are is hopefully great validation in this moment, to know that you are rocking it. You're not just on fire, but the fire is coming across. And I do mean on fire, you know, naturally, like feeling the heat. The heat is also coming across.
I am feeling the heat.
Yeah, no, I know. But I want to tell you, and everybody also is telling you, that the heat is coming through. Like it's landing. It's making sense. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Dama says, man, I needed this today. Isn't that a beautiful thing to feel the passion and feel excited, but then also to have it start landing for people? We were sharing your health coach Instagram. You're up to over 60,000 followers on that. I mean, and you know, it's clear why you're on fire right now. You're delivering the goods. You're delivering the energy. It's making sense. Your story is inspirational. How has that built your confidence? I want to speak to the people who are feeling that passion, but haven't yet started to deliver their message and get it kind of up out of them. How has that built your confidence? It reminds me, and I'd like to share with you, my daughter, also 7-year-old, is a dancer.
Oh,
Starting at a new dance studio this week, kind of stepping her game up. Actually, she started last week, but you know, she's an acro ballet dancer and perform competitive dancer too, in good, hardworking, 4, 5, sometimes 6 days a week at the studio. And that's not because we want her there. That's because she wants to go there. We want her home some days. It's like, sheesh, hey, and she's like, hey, oof, I want to go to the studio, even on days where she's supposed to or has the option to take off. So she's starting at a new studio, and she was telling me last night and this morning, her second session is tonight. I'm feeling scared. And I said, well, that's normal. I said, can someone feel scared and excited at the same time? I asked her. And she said, yeah. I said, is that something that maybe you're feeling right now as well? Scared and excited? Yeah, I am. And I said, hey, do you remember the last time you went? Did you get over that fear? After some time, she was like, oh yeah, after about 5 minutes, I didn't feel. I said, well, there you go. I said, that's a great clue that sure, it's okay if you want to feel fear all day today, but you don't have to, because as soon as you walk in 5 minutes after, you're going to get over that. And you already have the evidence that that's true, because that's what happened last time. We were just talking about fear, right? I was talking about fear with my daughter, and it connects so well because you're a dancer. How have, now I want to bring this back to my question for you, speaking to all the people who are feeling the inspiration this morning, feeling the heat from you, needing you on their ear, but maybe haven't begun to really let their passion and develop their message and get it up out of them. How has this journey unfolded for you and your confidence built as you finally did get it up out of there? And it may have felt like tumbleweeds or crickets at first, but then people started to validate you back. How has that built your confidence? And what did you learn from it? Did you also realize that the fear is going to be there, but maybe not as necessary as we make it out to be? Talk to us about your fear, overcoming it, what's helped, and how you've built your confidence through this.
Of course. Yeah. Well, being brave is not the absence of fear. Being brave is having the fear and doing it anyways. So I tell my clients, do it scared. And in the beginning, when I started this out, I wasn't looking to gain all these followers. I was just looking to get business. It took me the first year to get 10,000 followers, but my content in the beginning was pretty cringy, but I didn't know any better. And I had to go through those moments. And I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, did you really make that? But, and there were days because I was not used to making the type of content, I was, posting family stuff. And so it would take me 20, 30 minutes to film a cooking video. And the anxiety, and sometimes I would cry. I would just be like, this is so hard. I feel so uncomfortable. This is not in my area. But you know what? I just freaking did it anyways. I wasn't going to quit. I'm not a quitter. I've never been a quitter. And so I just kept pushing through, because it's if you want those results, you got to be willing to put in the work, to feel gross sometimes, and just put it out there. A lot of people are so scared to start. I was scared to start my new, wealth niche, because that is a completely new area for me. And I felt so inauthentic in the beginning. And I was realizing I was trying to make content like what I was told to be making. And then I was like, Natalie, and it just didn't feel fun. So I was like, Natalie, you got to do this different. It might not be what everybody's saying to do, but I got to be authentic. It's got to be who I am. And I guarantee you, if you show up and show your true authentic self, and that includes being vulnerable, and that's hard for a lot of people. For me, not so much. I wear my heart on my sleeves. I'm probably way too trusting. I give out way too much information. I'm a TMI type of girl. I will tell you my life story. I will tell you my struggles. I'll tell you all of the bad that's happened to me, because all of that craziness is what has built what I am doing now. I don't regret any of that, the crap that I've gone through in my life. And I've been a fighter. I've had to be a fighter my whole life. So I know how to fight. So now I get to fight, but in a fun way. And I'm having a blast right now. It's, like I said, it's still hard, and it's hour to hour to work. I am making sure to educate myself every day. I'm doing some type of schooling, whether that be I'm part of a mentorship program, doing a podcast, learning about another skill. I am in the thick of it and trying to learn as much as I can every single day.
And you're that wonderful. I love that, and I love your answer to building confidence. It's not the absence of fear. And also, don't compare your insides. We had another dancing comment. Uh, uh, Kara said, "I'm a dancer too, and a longtime dance instructor, and everyone thinks I don't get scared in front of the camera and speak in public, and it's not true. It's still uncomfortable being vulnerable, but you are right. We just have to do it." So, a lot of people might think, "Oh, dancer, oh, performer, oh, this, oh, that." Yeah, they're a natural. They don't have the feelings. But that's me comparing their outside, their outsides, the way that they look with the way that I feel. And you can never compare somebody else's outsides with your insides, because that's not a fair comparison. That's not apples to apples. You have to compare their insides to your insides, but you don't know what they're feeling.
And being on stage my whole life, I love to perform, but I was sick on the days that I would perform. I don't know why. And I loved dancing, but it just got in my head. I was just in my head all the time, because your fear as a dancer when you're performing on stage is, am I going to forget the choreography? And so I would get in my head, and I had moments where I would run off stage when I was younger, and that was awful. So at the end of my dancing career, I was like, I'm going on stage, I'm doing a solo. I'm not doing choreography. I'm just going to get up there and I'm just going to dance. And that's when I started winning all the awards, because I was just out there dancing and being vulnerable and just moving to the music, how my body felt. And that's how I was able to inspire people. And that's where I love inspiring people. I love like mentoring people in any way. I like to make people feel like they are worth something when I am out and about. I smile at as many people as I can. Just so many people are lost and broken in this world, and just need a smile or need something positive. And so I've always been about just like, give positivity, give whatever you can to, brighten somebody's day. You never know what a smile is going to do. So that's my life. I love to inspire. I love to motivate. I love to do that from a very young age. I started teaching at the age of 13, and I was thinking about it this morning. I've literally been a teacher my whole life, because whether I was teaching dance or teaching Pilates or teaching workouts, or now teaching people how to lose weight, now teaching people how to earn income from home, like, I've been a teacher. I just realized that, like, that's all I've done is teach. So yeah.
And teaching is sharing, really. I mean, the best teachers that I ever had, the best mentors, the best coaches, the best counselors that I ever had were all people who were also participating in the process, who weren't shaking a finger at me, but were especially in adulthood. I mean, as an adult, if you're coaching another adult, there has to be obviously some authority there, but you in that authority does not come across. The best way to do that is not as a tyrant or a dictator, or being condescending to people. It's by working with them, being letting them know you've been there, letting them know that you understand what they're going through, and encouraging them. If you have similar experience, sharing that experience with them, letting them know, I know what you're going through. This is hard. I get it. Which is exactly what you're doing with your health program. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because people have a difficult time sometimes envisioning, okay, what can I sell and how can I structure my offers inside of a unique niche like the health niche, which has so many different paths that you can go on. And of course, 4 main models that you can use, or products you can sell. That's courses, coaching programs, events, live or virtual, or do affiliate marketing. You're doing a combination of those. Talk to us a little bit about how you're actually, monetizing those. We've talked a little bit about the getting over the fear of getting in front of the camera, putting yourself out there. We're sharing your handles for people to follow you and check you out. Talk to us a little bit about how you're taking that trust that you're building and that value that you're delivering and that education that you're teaching, right? By sharing your story and sharing what you know or what you've learned. How are you then packaging that or referring them to things that are turning those clicks and those followers into commissions, into earnings, and allowing you to actually build a business versus just have a hobby? what are some of those things that you're doing, and help us to understand that so people can learn from what you're doing of monetizing this audience that you're building?
Yeah, so I have a website, nataliebean.com, and it's a healthier, happier you. There you can find, 11 different meal plans, whether it be keto or high protein, low sugar, just a bunch of those on there. So I've got that. I have my coaching plans for my one-on-one coaching. Instagram allows me to have subscribers. So for $4.99, you can subscribe and you get exclusive content and coaching, which provides a crazy stupid amount of value. They every month they get a 4-week meal plan with a grocery list and how to meal prep it. They get workouts every week. They get extra recipes. So like for the price of less than a cup of coffee, they're getting this great value. So I have that there, and I'm really excited because in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, I'm launching my brand new mentorship program, because I want to be able to help as many people as I can that can't afford personal coaching. So for $21, these people are going to get, again, a stupid amount of value. They're going to learn how to count their macros. They're going to get workouts in there. They're going to get specific plans tailored to them. They're going to get weekly live calls where we can hop on and engage. We're going to create a community. Like I'm just excited because my goal is to get out there and help as many people as I can. And especially in the weight loss health niche, life is so freaking short. And I don't like to have regrets, but I do regret that I just figured this out. I'm 44 and I did this at 41. And I just wish that I would have known all of this when I was 30. I had a lot of health problems. I had like 8 surgeries in my 30s. So it was a dark time for me. But the point is, I figured it out now. And so it's like, it is my duty I want people to live amazing lives and healthy lives and expand their lives and enjoy time with their kids or their grandkids and completely change that. I mean, when I see what it did for me, my husband, after he saw what it did for me, he lost 20 pounds. And, we now live this life of health together, and like our marriage is so great because we're so healthy together. And it's like, we've been married almost 22 years. Our boys are 21 and 19. And it's like, so we're in like this time of like really enjoying life. And it just makes me sad sometimes that I just didn't do it sooner, but you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And,
well, so perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect timing now. And you're, I see this as everything happening for a reason. So what, moving forward, now that you've kind of created this variety of different, meal plans and coaching offers and things of that nature, what is your focus going to be? I mean, what is the thing that you've realized here through all your testing that is your best seller, or your the thing that it has been the most successful offer that you've had so far? I mean, what if you could do it all over again, right? Knowing what you know now, would you package anything in a different way? Would you consolidate things? Talk to us a little bit about just learning lessons of packaging this information, and what are the things, or the thing that you're going to focus the most on moving forward to try to build up either reoccurring revenue there, or a one-time purchase product that you're going to be selling or referring people to. What's the learning lessons, and what's the focus moving forward in your health business?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just would have I have wanted to understand more of like, this mentorship that I'm getting ready to launch. I wish I would have done that sooner and figured that out, but for some reason that wasn't clicking in my head. But my goal is to reach as many people as I can, but just educate people on food in general. So many people don't understand. There's so many crazy diets and all of these things out there, and people just have such crazy relationships with food. I did as well. My goal is to teach people how to eat all foods, how to not just take out all of the bad stuff and just like suffer at the top with just eating super healthy. Like, I want people to understand, because most people do not understand how to eat, and it takes some time. So like, I want to actually take this mentorship and really grow it and educate people as much as I can, because, you know, we live in a world, especially in the United States, of the most unhealthy people. Like, and it's
Mhm.
just, and it can be completely reversed with food. Like, food is like, it's medicine. Like, it makes me so mad because I hear these clients and these doctors are like, sorry, you're old, you know, it's too late for you, or there's nothing we can do to help you, or you're just going to have to suffer through it. And like, so many people are miserable and have no answers. And so, you know, I'm making it my mission to really help people understand how to do that. And so I feel like, you know, the one-on coaching is great. I love doing that too, but being able to reach the masses
Yeah.
and to really make changes, like, and change people's lives, that's the end goal here.
Yeah. In the just for a little bit of um, kind of coaching to you and everybody listening in terms of my experience with creating mentorship and coaching programs, there is a bit of a trap there when people create coaching businesses online.
Mm-hmm.
And the trap is the kind of one-on-one trap, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you move online, you start generating clients online, and then you start offering one-on-one sessions, and you kind of get into this, you know, if I don't work and show up and have a session, then I don't get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of almost a little bit like you own your job now, which is
Yeah.
what Robert Kiyosaki talks about in Rich Dad Poor Dad in terms of the difference between somebody who's self-employed and somebody who owns a business. The difference between being self-employed and owning a business is that owning a business, you have systems, you have people that are working for you, duplicating your efforts. You've got something called leverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And coaching, the simple way to get leverage in coaching is doing exactly what you're about to do. And you just
Mm-hmm.
alluded to this. It's moving from the one-on-one model to the one-to-many model. And
Mm-hmm.
that's also one of the you know, the things that you discovered in with email marketing. The difference, the you know, the power in email automation, which is one of the marketing strategies, the core marketing strategies that we teach here, because email is still the number one way that people do business online. They
Mm-hmm.
do it via email. Your bank emails you, your lawyer emails you, your accountant emails you. It's where you go to do business. You don't go to social media to do business. It'd be weird if your accountant messaged you through Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Email is still the place where we do business at. And that's why it's important to collect emails. It's not text message. Even though people build text message lists can still be powerful. If any of you want to get a text message reminder to show up to Wake Up Legendary, you can text our WUL 81 to 813-296-8553. But that's just an additional marketing list that we have. So the power of collecting an email is that you can write an email, press send, and it goes from one to many
Mm-hmm.
versus one-on-one emailing somebody, all, you know, individually. And so the same thing applies in terms of when we go to deliver our services, our information. We've packaged that inside of a course, right? That's one to many. I make it one time, it's me, and I can sell it many times to many people. Courses, coaching, same thing, but done in the one-to-many model. Because if I
Mm-hmm.
do it one-on-one, just like it would make no sense for me to create a course and sell it just to one person. Me doing
Right.
coaching just to one person, same concept. Now, there's some businesses like therapy or medicine where confidentiality is required. You may not be able to do it there, but there are other things that you can do even as a therapist, even in a confidential business, where you are seeing clients where you can share information via courses or maybe via live events,
Mm-hmm.
webinars, even where you can deliver material one to many. Lastly, events, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Right.
these are the core business models that we teach here. So anybody who's considering taking their information and starting a coaching element or adding a coaching element to your business, that hybrid of even having a Facebook group and doing weekly webinars,
Mm-hmm.
that is a kind of live hybrid coaching model where you can, as you mentioned, I think earlier, charge a monthly payment or a weekly payment, whatever it is, to give people one to many, and webinars are the best way to do that. A simple Zoom account is the best way to deliver that content. And it's, you know what, nowadays people love getting on live, just like we're live right now. That's the real power of coaching. One last point for any of you who have overlooked coaching and thought, well, that's something that maybe I'll get to later, or something that is going to take a lot of time to create. Or look, the beautiful thing about coaching is that people pay you in advance to then do the coaching after. And so you're getting paid in advance to create the product. Then you can take the recordings of the coaching program or the coaching calls and later edit those, or use the entire recording as a course or a standalone product. Maybe you do a session on macronutrients inside of your coaching program, which is $21 or $41 or $97 a month. But that one macronutrient call that you did last week was so good. There was such powerful feedback. You get so many questions about that on the internet, on social, that you splintered that particular session off and are now selling it as a standalone masterclass.
Absolutely. And people would pay for that, because that's like the number one question I get is, I don't know anything about macros. How do I do macros? Yeah. And so that's a phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a module inside that mentorship group, because everybody wants to learn how to do it. So that's a great idea. See, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Sandy says, I get it now. Whoop, whoop. Well, my friends, this is what we teach here at Legendary. This is the power of selling information. This is the power of digital products. You cannot splinter off a physical product. I cannot rip a piece of this wallet and sell it separately. There's a place for physical products. There's a place for these things. We need physical products. We need, little massage balls, and we need phone cases, and we need t-shirts, and all the things that are sold online, teddy bears, fidget spinners, all these Stanley cups, or gimmick cups, or whatever they are, right? We need all that stuff. And that's not only a difficult business to get into as a new entrepreneur, because you've got to manufacture stuff and ship stuff, and what if the shipping channels and supply chains break down? Whew. Well, we experienced what that was like. Information is one of the oldest businesses in the world. We've been selling, education through university and so forth for decades and decades. Now people just want it faster. They want it cheaper. They want it more accessible, and they're willing to listen and learn from the regular person on Instagram. Here you come along, Natalie Bean, and whatever else your name is listening, that you're just sitting on the sideline sort of wondering if you can do this. Natalie, you've had those same thoughts. You've shared those with us, over the last, 42 minutes. What other limiting beliefs would you say that have been big that you've overcame or are in the process of overcoming, that is allowing you to step into the best version of yourself right now and actually follow through with these pieces?
Yeah. My entire life, I have struggled with imposter syndrome. I know a lot of people do. No matter what I do, even if I know that I'm kick ass at it, like even as a health coach that's done the work and has still maintained that weight loss for over 2 years, sometimes I'm like, who am I to tell people how to lose weight? Like, I'm nobody special, and showing people how they can make a living from home. Who am I to do that? Like, so that is probably the hardest part. But on the other end of that, I am a fake it till you make it type of girl. And some people don't agree with that, but I am that girl, because once you start faking it, you make it. Like, that's just what happens. Right?
If you don't like faking it till you make it, call it act as if.
Yeah. Like, you have to believe that you're some version of something, even if you're not. You have to manifest that within you. And when you do that, and like, in this new venture of showing people how to make money, like, I was so uncomfortable, but I was just like, but I already know so much more. Like, I took the course in June or May. I couldn't afford at the time to do the blueprints. And I'll never forget the video you put on there with Tony Robbins that talks about being resourceful. And that video at that moment made me feel so bad about myself, because I was like, I'm not a girl. I do not like asking people for money. I've never liked that. I figured it out on my own. And I was just like, I sat for a minute and I felt like a victim. And then I was like, how can you be resourceful in a different way? And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to get to work, and it's going to take me 2 months. It's not going to take me a week, but it's going to take me 2 months to YouTube and to Google and to figure out how to set up this crazy, which is the hardest part of setting up your funnel and your automation. I knew nothing about that. And I grinded and I cried, but like, then I would figure something out, and it was amazing. And then something would not work. And then I would cry and be like, well, shit, let's go back to the drawing board. And like, it was almost better for me to do it that way, because it meant so much more. I didn't have somebody to walk me step by step. I had no mentor. But when it was done, the pride that I felt from putting in that much work to get up every day and just figure out this, I mean, it might as well have been in Chinese. But I did it. I freaking did it. And I felt like, I felt like a superhero. And so that little thing right there took me to another level of, it's hard, you freaking push through it. It's uncomfortable, you push through it, because guess what's on the other side? There's a reward on the other side, and there is success on the other side. It may not be exactly what you think it's going to look like, but it is progress. And where I have come from June to December of 2023, and now from December to where I'm at here, is vastly different. What I have been able to accomplish and learn, and little things, not even just big things, but little tiny things, and making connections with people in both communities, and just meeting like-minded people, or people that are just lost and want a new way of life. And they're just, I get messages of people like, I'm just so sick. Like, I want to be with my kids, I need to figure this out. And so just having these conversations and helping people navigate to finding a better life is just, I have those tools to show people now. Like, it's freaking cool in two very different ways. And so yeah, that's how I'm implementing that.
Well, you're definitely not a victim. You're a victor, and you are. I'm confident that no matter what situation life throws at you, or you run into, you are going to figure out a solution, as you've proven. And the truth is that this process, if you don't quit before your miracle happens, and by miracle, I literally mean that something happens where you begin to believe in yourself and trust yourself. Most of us don't trust ourselves and don't believe in ourselves. And it's not really the mechanical things, I've preached this for years, that are actually holding us back. Most often it's the dynamics. It's the internal belief. It's the trust in ourselves. We quit on things too early. We start and then give up and don't follow through. We create disempowering meanings that we attach to situations. We make stories up that are not even real, right?
It's all perception.
That sort of support our victim stancing, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was somebody else's fault, or I didn't get the support that I needed, or they just want money from me, or whatever the thing is, right? Whatever the thing is. I mean, human beings are so great at manipulating ourselves and creating stories inside of our head when we don't get our way, or when we're feeling like a victim. We get on that pity pot, and then suddenly that pity turns into defiance, right? Because it's like, well, I didn't need him anyways. I didn't want to do it anyway. When the truth is, yeah, you did. You just did want to do it. But you had some fear come up, or there was some sort of a roadblock, and you didn't want to push through it, right?
Yeah.
And you stopped and you quit, right? And that's what, that I'm not just talking about business. I'm not just talking about here at Legendary. This is everything in life. you were talking earlier and you were talking about this is hard. Well, everything's hard. Everything in life is hard. I don't know anything that's not hard. Raising kids is hard. Being in a relationship is hard. Having a job is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Being in business is hard.
Yeah.
Waking up is hard sometimes. The older you get, the damn waking up is hard.
Well, and that's what I tell my clients. I literally am like, life will always be hard. You get to choose your hard. I would rather choose the hard that gives me this rewarding life than the hard that leaves me feeling like crap and miserable and depressed. Like, I will always forever choose that hard because it's going to be hard anyway. So why not choose the hard that's going to get you the results that you want? You know what I mean? Like it's that, I don't want to say it's that easy because it is hard, but it's like hard. Why not do this hard instead of this hard? So,
and also the hard that is going to build your dignity instead of take away from it. That I think is the most important thing because look, there's no guarantee that a specific result is going to happen. If you start a business, there's no guarantee that if you don't quit today, money's going to come tomorrow. There's no guarantee that if you start a weight loss journey and you don't quit today, that you're going to shed all the weight tomorrow. That's not going to happen. You're going to stay in the process. And tomorrow you're going to be able to wake up with the dignity and the confidence and the self-esteem that you're still pushing, you're still trying, you haven't given up on yourself. And that's one of the things that I learned in recovery. Because when I got clean 15 years ago, it was like, well, you can't drink or drug anymore. And I was like, for the rest of my life? Oh my God. How am I going to hang out? How am I going to be social? How am I going to, all the fear, right? Because I'm thinking for eternity, how am I going to keep doing this forever? And they said, you don't need to do it forever. You just need to do it just for today.
Absolutely. That's absolutely.
That matters is today. How your feelings a week or a year from now, or your situation, you cannot predict it. The only way to predict it is to focus on the day, today, how I feel today, and then what I do today, which is going to determine how I feel tomorrow. And then if I do that for long enough and those days stack up like deposits in the bank account a year from now, I am going to have a balance in there. I am. And what is that bank balance going to be? It's going to be increased confidence. It's going to be increased self-esteem. It's going to be increased trust in myself. That resonates, right? Because that's the
and sometimes, I tell clients because, going through any kind of journey, whether it's building a business or losing weight, people that focus on the past, that causes depression. People that focus on the future, that causes anxiety. So I tell people it's one day at a time. And sometimes it's like, let me just get through this morning and figure out how I'm going to get through the morning. Okay. We made it through that. Let's get through the afternoon. Made it through that. Okay. Let's get to the evening. And you know what I mean? If you take it in small chunks like that, building a business or losing weight, it's so much more manageable because we can't control anything else. And I think that's, I am a control freak. And so I have to get rid of a lot of that. I've worked really hard to get a lot of that, out of my system. I still have it, but from time to time, but it's just, you got to just take the small pieces. And, for me with, Tuesdays, I hate Tuesdays. I have to shoot between 25 and 32 videos on Tuesdays. I do not like Tuesdays because I've got to get all dolled up. I've got to get in front of the camera and, put on, the show, and it's exhausting. So Wednesdays, I am like depleted. So I do not look forward to Tuesdays, but my Tuesdays are non-negotiable. I get up and I film all day long and I do it. And then I feel freaking, even though I'm exhausted, Wednesdays, I'm like, I have all this content. It's, you know what I mean? Like I have this box of gold now, and now I just have to just edit a few out throughout the day. And so it's just things like that. Like I don't like that I have to do that every Tuesday, but that's part of my job. But I could be at a 9 to 5 with a boss being like micromanaging me, but no, I'm in my cute clothes in front of great lighting and just doing what I do on my videos. So like that's the toss up there.
Yeah. And nobody ever mined gold easily.
And you're thing that you say, and I don't know why I didn't hear you say it sooner, but it just resonated with me. I was watching an episode last week, that visual keeps coming back to me of that guy mining for gold, and he gives up, and the gold is just right underneath. So that image in my brain right there is what keeps me going, because it is so true. Like, you never know. And that's happened. There's been days where, like, I never would have quit, but I was like, I just feel like giving up. And then the next day it's like, whoa, okay, like that worked, you know?
Yeah. Thank God I didn't. Thank God I followed through with that. And the analogy I also love with that is just how many times did you almost cancel something and then you went and had a blast?
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost every time I'm invited to somewhere, a social event or something, I want to cancel. I don't want to go. I've got a million reasons why. I'm tired. Kids, this, that, relaxation, me time, alone, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, then I'll go and I'll have a great time and I'll be glad that I did, or I'll get involved.
I do the same thing.
You know what I mean?
I do the same thing. As I get older, I'm like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to, like, go to dinner, or, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't want to go to this, like, party or whatever. Yeah. And then I try and think of excuses not to go, but I can't. So I go, and then I'm like, Natalie, you just had so much fun, and you were the life of the party.
Totally. And I think that along with that visual of the guy, with the axe, mining the gold, in the diamonds or the gold are right on the other side, and he gives up, and it's like, man, that is just such a great illustration of why there are so many dreams and business ideas in the graveyard. The business and idea graveyard is because so many people, get a few things started and then get in their head. Speaking of Tony, another thing he says that I love is, if you're in your head, you're dead. And, we talk ourselves out of it. And then that is followed by shame, guilt, regret. And over years that compounds, and that's where low self-esteem comes from. That's where lack of confidence comes from. That's where not trusting ourselves and needing to find other people. Why do you think the whole world is full of people online who are looking for help? Well, it's because they've given up on themselves and they don't trust themselves. So they're looking for somebody else to tell them what to do and tell them how to live their life. And it's an epidemic. I mean, it really truly is, of just people in this world who have in many of these limiting beliefs, unfortunately, are instilled in us at such an early age that we don't even really get a fair shot. So we have to reparent ourselves. We have to grow ourselves up as adults. We have to follow through and repath the neural pathways in our brain that creates new habits, that creates new belief systems about the world and about us. And that if we do that, and it is possible, we can change. We can completely transform our lives. You're a great example of that. We can change our lives, but it does take work. It does take commitment. That's one of the reasons why, along with our courses and curriculum, we have this community, we have this support. It takes a village. It does. I mean, you got to lean on every resource that you have. And I'm just so happy that you've done that and been resourceful, done whatever you had to do to be able to get here to this moment, to serve us in the way that you have today, Natalie. It's been a pleasure. Come back and see me in the near future and keep us posted on your journey. And thank you so much for your energy and your value and everything you brought to this hour.
Thank you. I've got, if you don't mind, I just have 4 quotes I wanted to leave you guys with that are super inspiring. I'm a quotes girl. So the first one is just, the reason people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want right now. Nothing is ever falling apart. It's only ever falling together. We talked about the being brave. And the last one is, the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. And I love that one. So I just wanted to end on that because it's so true. So, if you're scared to get started, just go, just start.
Love it. Love that you shared that.
Thank you for having me, though. I so appreciate it. It's been fun.
You're so welcome. And thanks for putting that cherry on the top. It's been wonderful. Stay legendary, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, my friends, you can find and follow Natalie over on her health coach Instagram at Natalie Bean. That's spelled NATALIEBEAN, Natalie Bean. That is her health coach Instagram. You can also follow her over on Instagram at Making Green with Natalie Bean, spelled out exactly how it sounds. Those are going to be her two different niches that she's growing in right now. She's also on TikTok at Making Green with Nat Bean, N-A-T, Nat Bean. My friends, if you are not inspired after this morning, check that pulse. Let's make sure you still got blood pumping through that heart and that head. Natalie brought fire, literal heat and metaphorical heat, verbal heat, vocal heat. Hopefully that energy was transferred through your computer screen. I know it was for me. I'm fired up. I kind of came in a little bit groggy, like 2 cups of coffee. I didn't even touch the second cup because, I mean, she had me and has me fired up and inspired. That's why I do this every day. I hope that you'll continue to spend your mornings with us this morning or in future mornings, because this routine of getting a great dose of inspiration, education, using this, even if you're just at the very beginning of your journey, or if you're somewhat into it, as sort of a North Star, a direction, clearing out. It's sort of like a meditation in the morning. It doesn't always have to be, sometimes it can just be, let me back away from the interaction with my phone or computer and listen. Sometimes I need to listen to learn. Sometimes, speaking of God and higher power, I know my higher power speaks through the voice of other people. Sometimes I never know where I'm going to hear something from. Maybe it's going to be on Wake Up Legendary. I mean, it could also be from a homeless man on the side of the streets. But it's important to listen to people who have been on the journey that you're embarking on. That's the reason why we do these shows. We've got nearly 1,000 of these interviews with different customers here who have gone through the same exact journey that you're going through right now. And when you combine that with the curriculum that teaches the mechanical skills of how to grow these business models and execute on these skill sets, it gives you a great chance to be successful. Is it a guarantee? Absolutely not. Okay. More people fail than succeed at this online. Okay. That's just the unfortunate statistics. We're trying to change that. We're trying to do something about that. Same way that the failure rates for people starting diets and exercising, getting healthy, are tremendously poor. Natalie's trying to do something about that, right? So let's use our powers and our knowledge for good, to not only learn and be the student, but also turn around and be the leader that you know that you were meant to be. That doesn't mean you need to be a motivational speaker. It just means that in what way can you contribute value to people's lives, and then build the funnels and the systems that you need to then get paid for the value that you're delivering through the core 4 business models that we teach: courses, coaching, events, or start out doing affiliate marketing. So if any of that makes sense or none of that makes sense, get into our education, brush up, get started, or start over. You can do that at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. You can get all the information on the 3 main flagship programs that we offer. And if you want to join us every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here on this Facebook business page, you can text WUL to 813-296-8553, and we'll send you a little text message reminder when we go live, and you can click it and join us. Most of all, make today count. Make today count. The future is not promised. The past is already done. The most important thing you can do today is make it count. Do something. Invest in yourself. Take some sort of action that's going to build your confidence, that's going to build your dignity, that's going to allow you tomorrow to wake up and follow through again. Build that momentum. That's what this is all about. And with that said, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Thanks again, Natalie, for an amazing show. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, same place, same time. Get out of here. Peace.